Hi, James.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. Under the circumstances, all fine. Thanks for organising this video. It's hopefully it'll be a useful process for both of us. Tell me the problems as you've got them at the moment.
Well, I've been suffering a bit with a stiff neck for a while, which is then sort of going down into my shoulders, and then from that it seems well, I'm getting some pain in my elbow, and then into well, some numbness across these knuckles, and into the side of the finger here. And my grip is has sort of lessened over the last week or so. It's better than it used to be when it first started, but it hasn't cleared, and that's why I thought I'd get in touch.
Okay, and two things. Show me where in the elbow. I couldn't quite see because of the video.
So it's on the outside of the elbow here.
Yeah. Okay.
It's quite tender, and sore through that.
Okay. And higher up and into the arm.
There's nothing in the arm.
Shoulder, neck.
It's just a general stiffness in my neck.
Okay. Yeah.
And shoulder.
Okay. And burning, pins and needles, numbness.
The pins and needles in the top of the hand, particularly if I move my hand sort of that way. Okay. It seems to get a stretching, tearing feeling here.
Okay, nice. And the right side?
Right side is fine. No
feelings like headache, sickness, nausea, dizziness, any sort of cervical spine thing, flashes to the eyes, ringing in the ears, those sort of symptoms? Nothing at all. Good. Anything further down in the back, shoulder blade area, upper back?
Only a little stiffness between my shoulder blades, but that's fairly normal for me sitting at a desk all the time.
Okay, that was so. What things will make it worse? What will bring it on?
Sitting at a desk seems to aggravate it.
Yep.
But generally, I feel the pain through my hand when I'm reaching for things up on a shelf, or if I'm pouring the kettle, for example.
Yeah. Okay, and what will help it, or is it just comes and goes?
It tends to just be there.
Okay. It's
been fairly constant now for 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay. Any reason why it started that you can think of?
No.
So you haven't sort of lifted anything, reached anything, done anything like, I don't know, playing tennis or something where you were doing lots of big movements with the arms that are unusual?
I have played tennis over the last few weeks, and that really does tear. You get that horrible tearing feeling, but that didn't seem to be what brought it on initially. Okay,
it was there already.
Yeah.
Fine. And no other reason you can think of that might have caused anything like this in the past?
No. I've had sort of a tennis elbow in the past, but that was quite a long time ago.
Okay. Same side?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look at some movements in the neck. Let's have a look at what's going on down the arm. It sounds like there's a combination of things going on in the neck that's going to be adding to this, in that it's a very nervy type of symptom. It's going off down in your arm and down to the top of the hand, but predominantly these things start off in the neck, and there may well be some points in the forearm and down towards the wrist where the nerves themselves aren't moving very well. So we just need to have a look at the neck and see what we can get from that, from how you're moving through there, what aggravates it, what doesn't, and then ask you to do some slightly odd movements with your arm, which is sort of nerve tension tests, and see what that produces. And there'll be a lot of things I can then get you to do yourself with that over the next week or so. So initially, just as you're looking at me, I'll probably get you to turn around as well, but just look over your left shoulder. As far as you can, what do you feel?
Just stiffness.
Where? Base of neck, top of head?
The base of the neck.
Yeah. If you go the other way, as far as you can.
That's more of just a stretch. It's not as painful.
Yeah. Back to the middle. Right ear to right shoulder.
Right.
There you go.
Just a bit of a stretch through, but
and the other way?
It's not painful.
And the other way?
That's similar.
Okay, and if you then from there just take your head backwards, so you're just taking it into an extension, what do you feel on
that? There's a bit of pain through the back of the neck.
Yeah. And if you go right round?
this side is okay. It's when I
Okay,
sort of
it's that corner there. Yeah, sure. Okay. With your arm, odd position, keep shoulder down, fingers back, and just take the elbow out like that, but keep that shoulder really down. And then just take the arm out with the fingers pulled back. What do you feel on that?
There's quite a stretch through
there. Okay, can you just do that on the other arm and compare it? Compare the tension. Keep the shoulder down.
quite similar, but not quite to the same extent.
Not quite as, okay. Another one to do is one way, it's like a waiter's tip. So you're putting your arm right around in that sort of position, but again, you're right down as if you're tucking it behind you into your, and reaching behind. Yeah, lovely. Keep the shoulder down as well. What do you feel on that?
Yeah, that really brings the pain on across there.
Okay, right, fine. Yep, perfect. So that's to do with one of the nerves that comes out from the neck, from that base part of the neck, travels down into the arm and is just not sliding and gliding well. If you just palpate now, base of neck, so right from the bottom of your skull, and just feel down, just fingers in. I'm just looking, so not bang on the central bony bit, but just to the side of that, and just tell me what you feel. Right from, yeah, perfect, into there, yeah. Just feel the way down. What do you feel as you sort of go down? It's almost like fingertip width by fingertip width as you go down.
There's just a tenderness, really, particularly on that left side.
Yeah.
As I go down, that's not so bad. It seems to be, well, here on the neck.
Yeah, that makes sense. Fine, okay. And if you come down onto the actual shoulder itself, so sort of from the base of the neck down onto the shoulder, what's that like?
It's a little bit.
Compare it to the other side.
Yeah, roughly the same.
Okay,
perhaps
fine.
A little bit more on the left shoulder.
Now on the forearm, on the arm in general, can I get you to work, just feel sort of that point halfway down your arm, so just below your deltoid.
That's the biceps.
Just sort of, so biceps there, just behind that on the lateral side of the arm.
So in here?
Yep. Oh, nearly fell off the chair. Good. That's it, into there.
That's quite tender, that spot.
Quite tender there, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Fine. If you then follow it down into the forearm, sort of through this part, I'm trying to show you on my screen, show you through that part there, and then down into the forearm, back of the forearm here. Just see what you feel through there for me.
It's quite sore through this area in between. I don't know what that is, but in behind that muscle there.
Okay, and if you then compare that same spot to the other arm?
There's a little bit of soreness in this one as well when I push that, but it's not like it is in this.
Not like in there. And if you follow that down and into the top of the forearm, down into here and down towards the hand, what do you feel?
It's not so bad through here.
Yeah.
But I have, well, actually it's doing it now, but if I sort of tap this area, it pings
down into there. It's called Tinel's test, which is actually one of the next things I was going to get you to do. So if you do that, just with sort of light fingertip stuff, you can create that sort of pinging feeling down into there. Okay.
Yeah. So
there's loads. The good news is there's loads you can do this yourself. Firstly, you need to get that neck of yours a bit more mobilized, a bit more stretched out. Some of it's going to be driven by desk-based stuff and trying to look at posture and position, but we can talk about that. The first thing I'd like you to do is that sore spot in your neck. Find it with what I would suggest you. So it's on your left-hand side. It's your left-hand side.
Yeah.
So I'll do it that way around. So get your fingers into that of your right hand into that left-hand side of the neck, and then tip. So you're taking your right ear across to your right-hand side. Then using those fingers of the right hand, just find that sore spot in there and work it. And you're kind of pulling round. You're gripping and pulling round into there.
So my head's going from right
you're just
to
really
left.
taking it over there, just moving it, and also your fingers that are in there, trying to move those as well. You're really sort of digging into that spot, and you'll find in there'll be a really tight bit that you'll go, oh yeah, that's
There's quite a sore spot
quite
there.
a sore bit, yep. So work with that for 2-3 minutes. You can go a bit higher than it and a bit below it as well, just working into there. Explore the movement. It might be more if you're forward, it might be more if you're back, but just work into there.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, I'll just turn around so you can see, what I'm going to do is get my fingers into that spot. So I'm using my right hand to get into that left-hand side of my neck where it's sore. And then I'm going to look over that left shoulder whilst pulling that way around with my fingers. So I'm hooking onto the bony bit in there and pulling that round.
Sure.
There. Okay, so have a go at that. So you're just digging in. That's it. Really bring the chin right round over your shoulder. Right round. That's it. There you go. So you're looking at 20 or 30 of those. Really trying to move that position, move that joint there.
Yeah.
So you could do 20, 30 of those, go back and do another sort of minute's worth of that fingers stretching type thing.
I should probably write some of this down.
Yeah, well, what I can do is I'll send you a PDF with some exercises on it with that. I'll jot it down for you there with the instructions. So I'll send all that to you afterwards.
Brilliant.
Now you've done a bit of that, just stand up and just do that waiter's tip one again.
Okay.
Just see how that feels.
Yeah, that really does bring it on, but it's
Yeah.
possibly not quite as
Good.
as,
Okay. Fine. Now come back to your forearm and find those spots initially in that forearm part through and around there that you were particularly sore on, and just work your fingers into there with your arm in that position. So it's just relaxed. And then I want you to take it down into that waiter's tip position. So you're starting to put a bit of tension on it. So start it off up here in front of you so the nerve is off tension. And then when you put the nerve, then do it with the nerve on tension. So a couple of minutes into that one. And then there you go. That's the face we needed. Perfect. So you'll find that spot and then just work your wrist up and down at the same time. So you're just moving it like that.
Yeah. Well, it really does bring that.
Yeah, don't force it, don't whack it really hard, but just ease on and off of that sensitivity into there. And then work your way down the forearm, work your way down through there and into that area on the top of the wrist where you get that tapping sensitivity. So working down through there. And
that's not, will that aggravate it?
It's a lovely, you'll feel it. It's trying to hit that happy medium of doing enough to get the damn thing moving, and it's been stuck for at least a few weeks, if not longer than that, before it's got symptomatic. But we got to get it going. So it's sort of, I would do the bit we've done now, do another few minutes of it now, then see what it's like over the next, say, 12 hours or so. If you think, well, actually, that feels fine, there's been no aggravation to it, then you can repeat that again tonight or first thing tomorrow morning, and then work on that a few times over the next few days. And then the best thing for us is to, and you can, if you think that was okay, that didn't really change much, but I feel it's loosened up, then you can do a bit more. But if you get that feeling that that was probably just aggravated it a bit, then don't do quite as much. Nerves are always peculiar in the sense that you just have to do enough to push them, to change them, but equally when they're sensitized, they're quite easy to overcook it. And where that happy medium is unfortunately a bit of trial and error. So it's sort of a case of creeping up on it.
Is it what's actually caught? Is it stuck in my elbow? Or?
Yeah, it's stuck from the fact that it's stiff into your neck, so the nerve doesn't slide and glide properly as it comes out through the neck and then down through the shoulder. And then there are 3 main nerves that run down into the arm, and it's one of the ones that comes down over the top part there and into the hand. And that's the one that is just getting caught up through those muscles here because it's not sliding and gliding properly at the top. So it's a bit in your neck and it's a bit in the arm. So it's a case of getting all of those things moving. And I suspect it's probably your mouse hand or something like this. So it's the one that's in that kind of static position.
Left-handed.
Yeah, all that time. So it's in that static position and it's kind of everything's just got stagnated with the hours, unfortunately, sat in front of the computer. To go into that, we need to have a good look at your postural stuff. I'll send you a sheet that's got some of the details about how to set your desk up. What would be good is for you to have a look at that. Maybe get some pictures taken of you sat at your desk so I can, and then send those to me so I can then look at those and go, okay, we need to get that changed and this changed. And so we can do that over the next sort of 24 hours or so if you to get those pictures taken with whoever you got with you at home. Yep. And we can look at that but it's also taking breaks. It's also that boring thing of setting a reminder on the computer just to get up, move around. Don't just have that static position with your wrist all the time, because nerves don't like that particularly. So crack on with that next 12, 24 hours. Let's look at perhaps catching up on the video again in, what, a couple of days' time?
Okay, yeah, I'm at home.
You're at home, aren't we all? So
yeah.
We'll catch up in a few days. If there's any worries in the meantime, you've got my email. Email me on that, and we'll go from there. But this is something I'm very confident you can fix yourself at home in the next week or two. And it's just a case of us guiding our way through that.
Yeah, okay, brilliant.
Any questions?
Thanks. No, no, I think I can work on that.
Good. Grand. Okay. Well, we'll organise an appointment for a few days.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for your time.
No trouble. Thanks a lot.
Speak to you soon.
Yeah. Cheers.